yeah. Is it Tuesday already? Oh, I can't believe it's Tuesday already. Is this really the end of Andor? Is this the finale? Episode 10, 11, and 12? Is this the final ever Andor watch party we're going to have in channel history? Oh, no. Oh, no. Chat, this is it. This is the finale. This is it. Can it top what happened last week with episode 8 and episode 9? Can it really bridge the gap between this show and Rogue One in the most seamless way? All will be revealed tonight. Will Luthen die? Will Leia die? Will Dedra die? Will everybody die? That's what we have to predict right now because we got 30 minutes until the show begins. So without further ado, let's say hi to everybody. What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing on this fine Tuesday evening? That's right. It is the final ever Andor watch party. As episode 10, 11, and 12 will put an end cap on the, what some people call, greatest Star Wars show of all time. It could be when all is said and done, but still we got 3 episodes left. Will they stick the landing? That seems to be the question. So, will we get Luthen's backstory? Will we actually see a character like Princess Leia or Darth Vader or even Grand Moff Tarkin? Will we see some familiar faces from Rogue One? I guess all those characters I just mentioned were in Rogue One, but also characters like Admiral Raddus, who we seem to think will be in this series. Those are the questions we need answered. I need your craziest predictions in the chat right now, and we got 3 episodes to watch in just 30 minutes. Now, before we get to any of that, first things first, of course, as per usual, we have to say hi to everybody in the chat. But before we even get to that, there is a thread on the X, formerly known as Twitter, that has given us all of the screenshots. Shout out to Fearless for finding this. That gives all of the screenshots from the trailers that we haven't seen yet. So we gotta go take a look at that. But first things first, let's say hi to everybody in the chat. Let's do that first. Let's do it first, chat. Hang on, chat. Why can't I? Chat. Oh, okay. Master Beckham, what is up? Brandon Baker in the house. Rachel, what is up? Dylan, how we doing? Holly, what is up? Matthew in the house. Donald, what is up? Reed, how we doing? Tyler, what is up? Jacob in the house. Adam, what is up? Mr./X, how we doing? Nico, how we doing? Are we also doing a Rogue One watch party? Not right now, no. But it's not a bad idea. Star Wars Politics, how we doing? Dom in the house. Jordan Rennie, what is up? Okay, if I missed you, you know the deal. Just yell at me in the chat. Let's give everybody a nice little
Hello there.
General Kenobi.
Okay, so as per usual, throw in your craziest predictions into the chat before you're like, Mike, I was gonna say that, but you say it now. This is your final chance. This is it. You will never get to predict anything ever from Andor, ever again, in about 30 minutes. So this is it. This is your final chance. Don't say I never did anything for you, chat. This is it. This is your chance. Now. Or forever be the person who's like, me. But with that being said, let's get to this thread on the X, formerly known as the Twitter. So, hang on, we got a super chat. This is how I like to start off the live streams. Jordan Rennie with a very generous $5 holla says, not looking forward to being over, but looking forward to completing what has been a remarkable series. Yeah, I mean, it can't hurt if it never happened, you know? But at the same time, we can't get some of the greatest Star Wars content of all time if it never happened. So sad it's coming to an end, but if we weren't sad, then it means it wasn't good. But let's get to this thing, okay? Take a look at this, chat. Take a look at this. So, these are all images from all the Andor different trailers that we have not seen yet. Now, there's a lot of them. Some Saw Gerrera, some Krennic, some Luthen, some K2SO, some Leia, some Cassian. And of course, we've talked about a lot of these different things. However, when you look at them all together in a nice little list like we have here, it really becomes sort of a better looking picture, I guess. It paints a better picture. And when we look at certain things side by side, like this image here and this image here, it is very clear. Oh, oh, don't tell me what to do. Don't tell me what to do, Twitter. God. It's very clear that these two images are both in Luthen's gallery, and they're both Dedra. As you can see, her outfit there with the black belt buckle, and then you got the outfit here with the black belt down there, and she's holding some sort of dagger/knife. So when we see these side by side, we start to get a better picture painted in terms of what we are going to see in tonight's 3 episodes. So throw your predictions into the chat, and while you do, let's take a look at this. So we're getting Dedra in Luthen's gallery. What the hell does that mean? I don't know. You tell me in the chat. Is she there to kill Luthen? Did she actually put the pieces together, or is it just a coincidence that she somehow stumbles upon the gallery? Did Luthen get sold out by Lonnie, his ISB spy, or did he slip up? Did Luthen finally slip up over the course of the year that we've been missing between episode 9 and episode 10? We also have to look at these two images, because these are very similar, as it's both Leia, as you can tell by what she's wearing here with the yellow and white, and she is crying, seeming to be detonating some sort of device, probably killing Luthen forever. That's just my theory. But you tell me yours in the chat, because why else would she be crying? What could she possibly be pressing this button doing if it wasn't killing her employer and best friend and mentor and Luthen and Perrin sold out Mon Mothma? Oh, it could be. It could be. Is Dedra a Jedi? No. This could be her blowing up the gallery. It could be. So she's blowing up the gallery and Dedra is in it, but so is Luthen, maybe? Possibly. This could cause for Leia to have to go on the run and escape Coruscant, which leads us to our next group of images. Not that one or that one, but these, where we see Cassian and Leia in the super secret safe room on Coruscant. The super secret safe room that we saw in episode 9 and in episodes 4 through 6, where we got to see Bix and Cassian living there. Yeah. Now, the reason that I think that this is after that is because of these guys. This is the hallway outside the super secret safe room. So it seems like we're going to see the super secret safe room quite a bit in these next 3 episodes. And today, if many of you might have missed this, but today there was a live stream with Tony Gilroy and some of the cast and crew of Andor Season 2. You had Diego Luna, you had Adria, is it? Adria, maybe? Who plays Bix. You had different actors and actresses from the series come into this live stream, and they talked about these last 3 episodes. And one of the things that Tony Gilroy said was that if you like the character of Leia, you're going to be getting a lot more of her in episode 10, the first episode of tonight's 3-episode arc. Yeah. The gambling will be turned on when the show starts. God, you gambling fiends. Howl Runner Base, it's your birthday. Can we get some happy birthdays to Howl Runner Base in the chat, please? Thank you very much. Oh, hang on. We got 2 super chats. Hang on. I missed. Jordan Rennie with a very generous $5 holla says, Mon Mothma's arc is extremely interesting to me in this series finale. Well, honestly, I got a feeling that Mon's not really going to be doing too much. Like, she's already on Yavin. That's where we see her in Rogue One. We know that she's sort of doing her own thing. We know that she gets a nice haircut where her hair is a lot shorter the way we see it in Rogue One. I just really don't see her having that big of a role in these last 3 episodes. I think the majority of the time spent in these next 3 are going to be on Luthen, Leia, and their demise. I think Cassian and Melshi and K2SO will be involved in that, helping Leia escape Coruscant. Maybe Leia survives, I don't know. But Luthen, specifically, is definitely a goner. Yes, but I don't know about Mon Mothma. Maybe a little bit Mon Mothma, but not too sure. Darth Plagueis lives with a very generous $10 holla. Holy crap. Says, this is it. Any last minute crazy theories? Crazy theory. I think, and some people brought this up on yesterday's prediction stream, but I think the possibility of seeing a post-credit scene, maybe involving Bix, that would be pretty cool. That'd be pretty cool. He also says, what else? What are the chances that they set up a spin-off show? I would say very, 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 very low. I don't think Tony Gilroy, who is now going to be leaving Star Wars, as he's been very vocal about that, he spent 10 years with this franchise. He's given us some of the greatest Star Wars content to ever exist, and he's moving on to other things. Perfectly fine. He's dropping a banger with this Andor Season 2 on his way out, but I don't think he would set up some sort of spin-off show for a character like Bix. As much as I love the character of Bix, she's not one that can almost carry her own show. Now, granted, I would probably say the same thing about Cassian Andor, that he probably couldn't carry his own show, and look what we have now. But I don't see them setting up some sort of spin-off show after this. I don't know. You tell me in the chat. What will happen to Vel? I don't know. Vel's an interesting one. Because she was with Cassian on Aldhani, because they have that sort of connection to each other, I think she's going to have to die. And that would lead us to believe that there's going to be this big old battle in these final 3 episodes. Like, there has to be some sort of conflict here, not just revolving around Luthen, but something that sets up Rogue One while also giving us a good end to Andor Season 2. Because Rogue One is not a piece of Andor Season 2. As much as it is an extension of the story, it's not Season 2 of Andor. So Season 2 of Andor still needs a finale. It still needs a big old climactic ending. And I think there'll be some big old battle that Vel dies in. Yeah. Jordan Rennie with a very generous super chat for a birthday shout out for Hell Runner Base. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Mike, we need to see Uncle Harlow at some point. I think a lot of fans are going to be extremely disappointed when come the end of episode 12, when the credits start to roll and Uncle Harlow is revealed to be absolutely no one, because it's just another Marok situation here where Star Wars fans have grown too attached to a character that doesn't really have any significance. So for all you Uncle Harlow fans out there, I hate to break the news, but he's probably nobody. He's probably nobody. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's go back to this thread. So we have the hallway outside the super secret safe room on Coruscant, and then we have Cassian and Leia inside the said super secret safe room on Coruscant. Again, you see Leia telling Cassian in this scene right here that they're building a weapon. She knows about the Death Star in this scene right here, which is craziness. We get a little bit of K2SO. I don't know what's behind him. Do we know where he is, chat? Looks like he could be on Yavin 4. I'm not too sure. Here we get them with some, there's an X-Wing out the window there. Could be on Yavin. Could be. And this, I think, is K2 coming to save the day. So the same way that we see right here, these guys coming in the hallway, coming into the super secret safe room, I think K2SO here is coming in to save the day. Because Melshi, Cassian, and Leia will all be pinned down inside the super secret safe room by these Imperials. And K2SO will come in and save the day. 15 minutes. 15 minutes. Yeah. So that's what I think is going on Coruscant, because they will be on Coruscant. This brings up the Death Star. So Krennic is going to be a big role in these final 3 episodes, because when you really think about it, we've gotten a lot of Krennic in these, in the second season, but we really haven't. I just contradicted myself completely, but I'm going to say it again. We've gotten a good amount of, but we really haven't, okay? Not enough Krennic in these final 6-9 episodes. He's only really been in 2 episodes. Episode 1 and episode 6, was it? Maybe? I don't know. But I think we're going to be getting a whole lot of Krennic in these final 3 episodes. Now, what is he doing? Great question. I think he's, here it is. Interrogating Dedra. This is the reflection of Dedra in the ISB headquarters on Coruscant. So what the hell that is, I have no idea. What? What the? What?
This is where the fun begins.
What? Jordan Rennie with a very generous $200. What? Oh my God. Says, super secret safe room isn't going to be super secret and safe for long. Bring on the Krennic. Yeah. What? Thank you, Jordan. That is very, very generous. Holy shit. Yeah. True story. Holy crap. Dom Silva with a very generous $10 holla says, shout out to the chat plus Discord for creating such a welcoming space. Love to hear that. I don't even know. I got, I can't be 24/7 on the Discord. Can't be 24/7 in the chat. So maybe people are being absolute freaking dickheads. I don't know. So that's nice to hear. Started watching streams during Skeleton Crew. Can't imagine not having this group to talk all things Star Wars. It is really great to see the fact that we have over 200 people in the chat right now. The fact that the community has grown so large over such a short period of time is absolutely insane. And it's all credit to you guys. Don't even start with trying to thank me because it's just ridiculous. I could be sitting here talking to myself if it weren't for you guys. So thank you all for being here, first and foremost. If you haven't smashed a freaking like on this video, you're dead to me. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But yes, absolutely could not agree more. The people who love Star Wars are the reason that this community is so great, and the reason that enjoying these shows, it's the great, like staying up all night on a Tuesday night. There's nothing better. There's literally nothing better when you have this community around you. So I could not emphasize this message enough. Thank you, Dom. I appreciate that quite a bit. I really, really do. Okay. But let's get back to, since I've been so rudely interrupted. God! Let's get back to Krennic. So, Krennic is going to be interrogating Dedra. What do we think's going on here? Chat? What do we think's going on here? And in this scene, he's going to be saying resistance to the Empire is absurd. What do we think's going on there? Oh my God, you guys are feeling insane tonight. Ron with an insanely generous $20 holla says, thank you, Mike. Now smash a freaking like. Hey, it rhymes. I appreciate that, Ron. I really, really do. It's okay, Jordan. I appreciate it. Anytime. But what do we think's going on here? Why is he interrogating Dedra? And does it have something to do with the Death Star? Does Dedra know too much information? And let's not forget that Leia knows about the Death Star too. So is it possible? Is it possible that Leia learns about the Death Star from Dedra? After all that nonsense, after all that chaos on Gorman, the Gorman massacre, Cyril dies, all that craziness, after all of that, is it possible that Dedra turns? Could she become a rebel? What do we think? Christian says, do you think we'll see Galen Erso in tonight's episodes? I think so. I mean, at least a mention of him would be great. Just a mention would be fantastic. But I don't know. You guys tell me in the chat. Galen Erso, yes or no? Actually, I do want to put up a poll in the chat before the episode begins. So let me end this one that says smash a freaking like, and let's do this one. Do you think Luthen will die tonight? Yes or no? Is Luthen surviving the finale of Andor? Because if so, that brings up a lot of different questions moving forward in the Star Wars timeline. Donald with a very generous $5 holla says, I'd like to see Luthen use his staff from season 1. Well, I don't know if he will, because wasn't Cassian holding that staff in the last 3 episodes? So wouldn't Cassian technically have that staff now? I'm not too sure. Nah, Dedra is spilling the beans, telling Luthen that the rebellion is doomed because of the Death Star. Interesting. So she's not turning to the light side in this scene here. She's actually just warning Luthen, saying, "You're done, buddy. I know about this crazy planet-killing weapon that they've been building for years, and you have no idea about it. The Empire is 10 steps ahead of you." And Leia is in the back room hearing all this stuff. And then she has to blow up the building to kill Dedra and Luthen. But then she knows about the Death Star. That would be pretty crazy. Because Cassian at the beginning of Rogue One, and we have to talk about how this connects to Rogue One because it will be leading directly into Rogue One. Cassian knows about the Death Star. Now, he doesn't know specifically what the Death Star is, but he knows that there is a weapon. The opening scene with Cassian is him in that alleyway with Tivik, the guy with the hurt arm who can't climb, so he has to kill him. And Tivik tells him that there's a pilot, Imperial pilot, that has defected. And is talking about Galen Erso, and Cassian kind of knows who Galen Erso is, and he tells him that there's a planet-killing weapon. But Cassian's not really shocked by that revelation. He knows that there is a weapon. He just doesn't know what it is. So this gap between these two projects is going to be very interesting, as these 3 episodes lead directly into that opening scene with Cassian in that alleyway. Like the final scene of this 12th episode, I think will be him and K2 on their way to that alleyway, which will be pretty cool. Yeah. 8 minutes. 8 minutes, chat. Is Luthen the Emperor? Okay, no, but let's talk about, because we got 8 minutes left, let's talk about Luthen's backstory. So I think Luthen's backstory, or we kind of know that Luthen's backstory will be revealed in episode 10, in the first episode of tonight's 3-episode arc. So with that, who do you think Luthen is? What do you think his backstory is? Was he a Jedi? Is he a Sith? Was he a senator? Is he from Naboo? Is he from Alderaan? What is the significance of his backstory? Was he a separatist? You tell me in the chat. And while you do that, let's get to these last group of photos here real quick. Saw Gerrera. Saw Gerrera on Jeddah. Getting more of Jeddah tonight and more Saw Gerrera. I don't know what the deal is with Saw. I don't know what he's doing, but he has some sort of significance to the story. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I'm being completely honest. I have no clue what Saw's role is in these last 3 episodes. This explosion I thought was on Gorman already. It's not. This is in that same hallway, or at least in the super secret safe room on Coruscant. So that's more of that, this explosion here. It's probably Melshi, Cassian, and Leia taking out those Imperial officers. Yeah. But what's going on Jeddah? Getting to see Jeddah again is going to be pretty cool too. Yeah. I missed the super chat? What? I missed the super chat? Oh. Do you think a Bix scene would be post Rogue One? I could see it being like a post-credit scene where Bix gets the news that Cassian is dead. Like, episode 9 is so emotional because she's telling Cassian that once this is all done, we'll go live together. We'll have that happy ending that we always wanted. But we know that won't happen. Literally talking about it right now is just giving me chills. It won't happen because Cassian dies on the beaches of Scarif. Spoiler alert, happened 10 years ago, Chad. So we know where Cassian's story ends. So Bix is not going to be around for that. And maybe she survives longer than Cassian. So if there is a post-credit scene where Bix finds out about the demise of Cassian, that'll be pretty sad. Yeah. Are you watching Rogue One right after episode 12, Mike? No. I do have to make the breakdown videos, so I don't think so. No. No. Kino Loy's supposed to show up. I don't know. Kino Loy I thought was going to be in season 2. It seems very unlikely at this point. I'd love to see him. I mean, Andy Serkis was talking about showing up in season 2, and now he's not going to? Seems a little crazy to me. The perfect post-credit scene would be Galen Erso and Bodhi, where a scene, and then it's just Bodhi arriving at Jeddah. That'd be pretty cool. Getting to see Galen Erso again. It'd be great. Because Mads Mikkelsen was at Star Wars Celebration, so, I mean, there's sort of that connection there. Watch Rogue One after, bro. I got to do the breakdown. Maybe you guys can convince me after. I don't know. Will Cassian see his sister again before he dies? I don't know. I have no clue. The weird thing is, I thought the Cassian sister arc was going to be a big deal in this second season. It's not. It's not at all. Like, it's not even brought up. Actually, Bix did mention the sister once in like episode 4, but the whole sister thing was pretty much thrown out the window. I don't know why, but I don't see it coming back around. Maybe to put an end cap on the story, but I don't see it. I don't see it. Leia clicks the self-destruct, and boom, Dedra and Luthen go down. She overhears Dedra mention that there's a weapon to Luthen. I like that theory a lot. I like it a lot. Darth Vader is doing Vader things tonight. I don't know. What do you guys think about Darth Vader? Yes or no? Will he show up in tonight's 3 episodes? What do we think? What do we think? By the way, actually, let me broaden that question. Do you think we'll see any legacy characters? Leia, Tarkin, Vader, Palpatine, maybe even some Rebels crew, Harrison Dula. Maybe we'll see the Ghost or get a mention again of the Ghost crew, or maybe even see Chopper. I don't know. But will we see any legacy characters at all on Yavin 4 with the Death Star? Like, there's a lot of different things connecting these Rebels characters, connecting these legacy characters for a possible appearance. Maybe some more mentions. I don't know. You guys tell me in the chat. And by the way, what are we eating tonight, chat? I got a big old bucket of R2-D2 popcorn. I had to put a plastic bag in it because it was making the bucket itself disgusting. But we got popcorn in the R2D. Yeah, his head's gone. I know. I killed R2D2. I'm sorry. But things had to be done, you know. But we got the popcorn ready to go. Tacos? Pizza? Oh my God. Ramen? Oh, I want more food now. Ordered pizza. Nice. Nice. I have a Coke Zero. I saw. That's hilarious. Okay. No, his head's right here. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I just decapitated them. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Final predictions, chat. We got 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Where's Sam? She's not here. She's sadly not caught up to date on Andor at all because we're still watching the Clone Wars. It's my fault. I make her watch with me so I can sort of, give her the runaround of the lore and stuff. So it's my fault. But hopefully sometime soon she'll be caught up. Maybe by Ahsoka season 2. I don't know. Okay. But let's see. Throw in your final predictions now. This is it. We have like 2 seconds here. Luthen kills Vader, confirmed. Okay, that sounds right. Yeah, obviously. Oranges for you. Nice. Love to see Leia. I'd love that too. I think at least one of the Ghost crew will be visible. Hard not to. Maybe X-Wing pilot, Wedge, Rogue One, etc. A Red One, sorry. Maybe. K2SO. A lot of K2SO tonight, I think. Yeah. Uncle Harlow is Saw. I doubt it, but sure. Let's get this thing started here. We got 1 minute. So if you haven't been to one of these watch parties before, let me explain. So how this thing works is we got a timer up in the top right-hand corner here that looks something like this. And that timer will start to go up like so. And that will be exactly the same time that I press play on the episode, and we will watch it together. Okay? Okay. Whoops. Let's do this. Put that over there. Put this over there. All right. Is it out yet? Is it out yet? Oh, let me turn on the gambling too. Yeah. For you gambling fiends. Yeah. Let me turn on the gambling. So you can also gamble in the chat. If you put in !gamble or !slots, it will allow you to, and then a certain amount of credits actually, and then it will allow you to gamble. All right. Is it 9 yet? Oh, we're getting close, chat. We're getting close, chat. And by the way, 90% of you think that Luthen's going to die tonight. Holy crap. That's crazy. It's 9 o'clock. It's not out yet. What? Refresh the page. Refresh the page. There it is. Okay. 51 minutes, 45 minutes, and 49 minutes. Jedha Kyber Urso. Oh my God. Sorry, I just looked ahead. All right. Sorry. Make it stop. Episode 10. Here we go. Make it stop. Ready? Are we ready, chat? Are we ready, chat? In 3, 2, 1, go. Don't skip the recap, by the way. Do not skip the recap. Do not skip it. Lonnie's gonna turn. Oh, she's obsessed with Axis. Got the popcorn. They're gonna find you, Luthen. They pushed Lonnie too hard. Damn. Avengers Endgame? Oh, hell's about to break loose, chat. That recap was pretty much everything that happened with Luthen and Lonnie and Dedra on Coruscant. Don't skip the intro. Don't skip the intro. What was the name of this episode again, chat? Chat? Make it stop. Okay, thanks. Thank you, thank you. Make it stop could be horrible. One year later. Uh-oh. Starkiller's mask just subtly sitting in the background. It's blaster time. Oh. This is Luthen's last mission, chat. You rang the big bell. He's gonna kill him. The Death Star. Wow. Yeah, tell us the details. Oh, shit. Luthen's going to Yavin? Did he kill him? I think he killed him. Oh, he totally killed him. Oh, Luthen, come on. Is that a loaf cat? Oh, Lonnie, R.I.P. Oh my God. Galen Erso. Oh my God. Talk about starting with a freaking bang. Jeddah, Kyber, Scarif, Gorman. Holy crap. Galen Erso mentioned already. Burn it all. Oh, that shot was from one of the first trailers we got. No. How did she get there, chat? How did she find this place? Holy crap, dude. This is crazy. Does that look Zepho to anybody else? Oh. She knows. Holy crap. Lie, you fool. Not killing him? Uh-oh. He kills himself? Are you kidding me? Seemed like they saved him. Seemed like they kept him alive. Mortis gods. The Fondor. Hmm. They found his secret. Super Seeker safe room. Oh, she's destroying it? Flashback? Hold up. Oh, was that it? Oh, here we go. Where is he? He's a sergeant? Are they Imperials or is this the Clone Wars? He finds Leia. Sergeant Lear. Huh. Is she gonna have to kill him because he might have survived? Stop, Justin. Stop eating on stream, dude. I mean, what do you want from me? Sorry. Ugh, Justin almost killed me. When we see that scene in the trailer, I never would have guessed that she's looking at Luthen railed almost dead in that room. Lonnie might have been able to help. I think he knew too much, and he was sort of sketchy, to say the least. Oh, she's definitely there to kill him. She's there to finish the job. Is Clea Cassian's sister? I don't think so. Actually, if that's Kanari, possibly. That would be crazy. Huh. If that's Kanari in those flashback scenes, it could be. That'd be a crazy way to wrap all this up. Oh, she is definitely going to kill Luthen. Oh my god. Who the hell's that? Is that an alien, chat? Oh my god. Dedra's in trouble. Ironic. What? That's why she's being interrogated by Krennic. Is that an alien, chat? An alien in Star Wars? What are the chances this is Kanari? Damn. Nice. It would be unbelievable writing if this is Canary. Me too. I love this guy. E2, E.T. looking. Huh. You're on your own. Luthen is not a believer yet. Yikes. That's brutal. E.T.'s grandmother's pretty funny. Oh. Leia means business. Is that Naboo? That certainly looks like Naboo right there. Boom. Is this Naboo, chat? Do we know? Huh. Huh. Just a few guards. Oh my god. Oh. Headshot. Does she save him or does she kill him? You think? I think she's going to kill him. I think he's going to know he can't make it out of here alive. Or he's going to tell her to kill her. He already tried to kill himself once. Oh, she's killing him. Is that it? Oh my God. All right. Don't start up episode 11 yet. Do not start it, chat. Don't start it. Don't start it. Hang on. Pause the timer. Rate this episode 10, just episode 10, out of 10 right now in the chat. Luthen is dead. Wow. I mean, talk about starting it with a bang. It opens with Lonnie telling Luthen and telling pretty much Leia as well about the Death Star. Plain and simple. He got into Dedra's files, found out about the Death Star. That's craziness. And then from there, it gets even more crazy. He kills Lonnie right then and there. Dedra shows up at the gallery and confronts him, immediately knowing who he is. She finally figured it out. And he tries to, off himself. She rescues him, keeps him alive, and Leia gets to go on this crazy mission to go finally finish the job. And in that, we get this intertwined backstory of Luthen and Leia. And it's freaking awesome. Was that Naboo? Was that Naboo? Rate this episode out of 10 in the chat, and let's get this second episode started, shall we? In 3, 2, 1, go. Don't skip the recap. Don't skip the recap. Not a single frame of Cassian Andor in episode 10. None. Craziness. Oh, we're going to be getting some Cassian in this episode, though. Yeah, I see a bunch of 10s in the chat. 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 9, 9.8, 9. I think I'm in the high 9s. I don't know if it's as good as episode 9 or 8 was, but it's definitely up there. Yeah. High 9s for sure. Yeah. Donald, I appreciate the $5 help. It's got to go. I'll watch the rest later this week. All right. Well, we're going to watch it now. Maybe Luthen was expecting Dedra because he doesn't let Leia go do the burn. He does it himself. When she pulls out that freaking piece from season 1, so good. Lonnie dead. Luthen dead. Holy crap. Holy crap. Doesn't seem like she's going to be Cassian's sister, though. Because they didn't really tell us what planet that was. Yavin 4 time. K2SO. Don't skip the intro. Don't skip the intro. Ba, ba, ba-da-la. Tony, I appreciate you being here. And I did not expect this at all either. I knew we were going to get Luthen's backstory, but not like that. Not like that at all. It's more so getting Cleia's backstory with Luthen involved as well. Finally, people who enjoy good writing. I enjoy great writing. Well, Dustin, we're happy to have you. That stormtrooper just getting domed by Clea was awesome. Team of 3. Jeez, Hertz got quite the upgrade here. Krennic time? Oh, yeah. Turn off the cameras. Yeah, he did. More Galen Erso mentions? You done, Dedra. You done. Ray? Ray? He's so good. Now that's the badass Krennic scene we've been waiting for. So good. Crazy. Super secret safe room. What is she doing? The hell is she doing? Gotta get into contact with somebody sometime soon here. Is that what this is? Looks like it. Maybe. Possibly. Yeah, it is. It's only her. What's the name of this episode, chat? Only her. Morse code. Does anybody know Morse code, chat? What is she saying? She's saying, somebody on Yavin come save my ass. Probably. Something like that. Wilmot. Mr. Willimon. Oh, I forgot he was almost dead last time we saw him. Huh. This trio is the It's great to have K2 back, that's for sure. Texas Hold'em. Shit. They're really pumping up Krennic as the bad guy. Like the real bad guy. He's not wrong. Days away. Palpatine, you say? I like the sound of that. Oh my God, Jordan. I appreciate that. The Empire. Oh. It's a trap. Donk droid. $17. So good. So freaking good. Will we see Jyn Erso? I don't know. I don't think so. Just because she's sort of introduced to the rebellion in Rogue One. Dedra the Prisoner. Dedra saves the day. Yet again. He's got a point. Oh. Bad move, Traven. Bad move. It is a Marty McFly vest. You're right, Rob. You think those Imperial officers are like, damn. These are some crazy things. The U-Wing is so cool. Underrated ship. The So K2 gets to see Palpatine. We don't get to see Palpatine? What the hell? She literally just has to sit and wait. That would be quite nerve-wracking. Oh, we haven't seen that scene yet. Correct me if I'm wrong, but can't you see these buildings that the safe room is in Revenge of the Sith? Pretty sure you can. They. He still thinks that Luthen's still alive. This is brutal. Jordan loses 50K. Well, chat, we were right. The Empire finds Clea in the super secret safe room, and Melshi, K2, and Cassian are on the way to save him. Love this guy's mustache. Oh, yeah. Definitely, Rob. Definitely. Armed and dangerous. Marvel Rival fans? I like that helmet quite a bit. He's resting on his hand like this. Uh-oh. Oh my god, is that an alien? Hold up. Was that an alien in Andor? Ruh-roh. It was backwards. Seems like this whole super secret safe room building has been abandoned. Been a year. That's a cool device. That's not the secret knock. Oh, he doesn't. Oh, Galen Erso. Oh. Time to go. She doesn't want to go? What the hell? Are you with us? No. Well, it's not floor 27 or 26. Oh my God, this makes Rogue One so much better. Oh, wait, what? That's the end of the episode? Leaving us on a cliffhanger like that? All right, chat. Don't start the next episode yet. Hang on. Wait. Let's reset that. Rate that episode on a scale of 1 to 10. What do we think of episode 11 of Andor Season 2? What do we think? Always these middle episodes are sort of the in-between type episodes there. So it's leading to this big old finale. But the Leia stuff, every time she talks, it's like you feel just the hurt of Luthen being gone, and it makes you so emotional. But I will say, this episode in particular makes Rogue One so much better. Now the information of Galen Erso, the information of the Death Star, the information of all this stuff comes from Luthen, comes from what really happened. And that is the entirety of Season 1 of Andor, the entirety of Season 2 of Andor. His connection to Luthen is, it's insane. It's insane. But yes, the K2SO of this is perfection. Getting more of this droid is just, it's awesome. It's so damn good. Yeah. I think episode 10 I'd rate a little bit higher than this one, but still both of them in the 9s, one being probably high 9s, one being about mid 9s. I think episode 12 here, which is titled Jedha, Kyber, and Urso, is going to make episode 11 look even better. So I think episode 12 will make 11 look even better, as it usually works out that way. But with that being said, let's start up the last episode, chat. Let's start it up. Are we ready? Can we take a tiny break? No. we just scheduled to uphold. Everybody else is watching them at the same time. Okay? Less talking, Mike? Okay, fine. We got some people saying, let's take a break, and some people saying, less talking, Mike, more playing. Okay, fine. God! 3, 2, 1, go. Don't skip the recap. Actually, was this interrogation scene in the last episode? I'm getting the two episodes confused. Was Krennic in this episode? Episode 11? Because if Krennic was in the episode 11, then that puts it higher than the first episode. I'm getting the two episodes mixed up too much. All right, chat. This is it. This is the final episode of Andor we will ever watch in our lives. Here we go. The monster will come for us all. Maybe getting some more Mon Mothma this episode. Inklet, I appreciate that. No, Darth Kratos, it's definitely the last episode of Andor we'll ever be watching, because it's going to lead directly into Rogue One. Damn, Jordan. It would be you, wouldn't it? This is the right before Rogue One. The final scene of this episode will lead directly into Rogue One. And contrary to what you're saying, it's not that popular. Sadly. I mean, this show is a masterpiece, but it's really not that popular. Not like The Mandalorian. Here we go, chat. Don't skip the intro or anything. This is the final Andor intro. It's setting in right now, chat. This is the last time that we will ever watch Andor for the first time. So enjoy it. Can I get some good cups full of orders in the chat right before this final episode begins, chat? Here we go. It's just beginning. Oh, that would be K2SO. I wonder why they didn't go with just stormtroopers here. You know? Yeah, they have no idea that they're on the way still, which is crazy. Oh, she's going with them? Surprising. Yeah, I get that there's the special ISB troopers, but like, why not just bring a whole army of stormtroopers? Now she got caught. Don't know. Oh, yeah. Bank shot. Oh. Oh my God. So much for hurt. He is the best, dude. Come on. They're taking Clea. Interesting. Wee woo, wee woo. Yeah, where's Saw Gerrera at? I guess he's on Jeddah. Really giving us nothing on Yavin, huh? He's lost it. Well, we know why Saw Gerrera lost his mind now, but that just confirms it even more. Admiratus time. Hey, Bale, where's your daughter? That's pretty good. Did you say Merrick? Yeah, Mon's got the new haircut too. Their own personal escort. That's Where's Vel in all this? Very important news. Most important news that you guys could ever have been waiting for. How many years between this episode and Rogue One? Literally days. Actually, probably hours. Everybody's in this room. He's dead. He's absolutely right. That was a great scene. Tivik? Oh, wow. She's a lot more beat up than I thought. No, it was not. WV Grad, what's up? Do you have something to say? Oh, here's Val. Who's going to tell Bix? Yeah, Ryan, you're not wrong. Huh. It's a typical to talk to anybody with Andor. The only two survivors. got a point there. They're listening to it? What's going on? Oh, he's done. This is almost the exact opposite of how I thought this was going to go. He failed. He failed. That is brutal. Ugh. You won't have the time to think about it, Cass. Oh, come on. We get it already. It hurts. God damn. General Draven's got a mission for you, Cass. I try. It's a trap. What was that? What was that? The man you do not like is here. Ironic too, because he dies on Alderaan, not fighting the Empire, and not really going down swinging. Don't forget to water the plants. Huh. Is that Davos's wife? Who the hell is that lady? What happened to Parajet? No way. She's in a prison. No way. Was she on Narkina 5, Chad? Show Bix. You won't. You won't. Oh my God. The Force Healer. Wow. Not a lot of Saw. But I guess we know what happens after this. Wow. So many of these scenes from the trailer, the first trailer, are in the last seconds of the season. B2? Bix? She really came back to Mina Rao? Wow. No way! She's holding a baby right now, chat! Oh my God! What? Ah! Oh. Oh my God. All right, I just have to check for my own sanity if there's a post-credit scene. I know there's probably not, but I have to check. Okay, there's not. Chat. Okay. Rate that episode out of 10. All right, hang on. Oh, it hurts. It hurts, chat. It hurts. Rate that episode out of 10. Oh my God. Oh my God. Let me stop the timer. Let me get rid of the timer. Rate it out of 10, chat. I told you all you were going to be wrong about that baby thing. I told you were going to be wrong about the baby thing, and you guys were right. You guys were right. Oh, holy shit. Talk about the perfect ending to arguably the perfect season. Holy crap. All right, chat. Throw in your rankings for the last episode and for all 3 episodes, I guess. And let's put up a poll in the chat. First of all, let's end that last poll with over 430 votes. That's insane. 430 votes. 86% of you said Luthen will die tonight, and that 86% of you guys were absolutely right. Luthen Rail is dead. However, almost the lack of deaths in this season finale or final 3 episodes was very strange to me. Dedra still alive in a prison like Narkina 5. Crazy. Dedra still alive. Wilmon still alive. Vel still alive. Clea still alive. Am I missing anybody else? Hardigas, does the thing. Offs, kaboom, chow, blang, dead. That was crazy. Did not see that one coming. But let's put up a poll in the chat first real quick. Hang on before I can gather my thoughts for a second. What did you think of Andor episodes 10, 11, and 12? Did you love them? Did you like them? Were you like, meh? I mean, it's all right. Or do you just have no soul and no heart, and did you hate him? Just kidding. If you hated them, I respect your opinion, but it's a horrible opinion. Tell me in the chat. Honestly, coming off the backs of last week where we had episode 8 and episode 9, two of arguably the greatest pieces of Star Wars content we've ever seen, it was very hard to think of a world where these 3 episodes could live up to that or even be in the same realm. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I liked these 3 episodes better than episode 8 and episode 9. Emotionally, maybe, because it just feels like, holy crap, this is all leading to Rogue One. You know where it goes. You know that Cassian dies. All this foreshadowing of, we'll meet again. No, we won't. We'll meet again. No, we won't. Luthen's death, the backstory of Luthen and Clea, the whole thing with his sister. Is Clea really his sister? It's craziness. And Bix holding a child. Obviously, Cassian's child. So many of you were predicting this in the live stream that we had yesterday, and I was like, there's absolutely no way they do that. The likelihood of yes, we'll probably see Bix, but if she's holding a child, if she's holding Cassian's child, it sounds just way too good to be true, and you guys were absolutely spot on with that prediction, and it was so much better than I ever could have possibly imagined. So much better. And now, going back to watch Rogue One, going back to watch that movie is going to be such an incredibly different experience. Because that scene with in episode 12 with Cassian in the room full of Bail Organa, Mon Mothma, Admiral Raddus, Senator Palmo, Draven, all those big rebellion guys and girls. And he's telling them, Luthen and myself, really, Luthen and Cassian created this. They started this rebellion. Season 1 of Andor with Aldani and Narkina 5 and Ferrix, all that stuff. Sorry. It all began with Luthen. Yes, it began in the time of the prequel trilogy with Bail Organa and Mon Mothma, but Luthen is the one who got to work and did the work. And even Cassian says at one point, he's given up so much more than you guys have ever given up for the rebellion. And he's absolutely right. I mean, Mon Mothma's still alive during the New Republic time period. She doesn't give up her life for this. Even Bail Organa, he dies on Alderaan to the Death Star. Technically, that's giving his life, sure, but it's not really. Like, Luthen gave everything for this rebellion. He didn't even want to go to Yavin. And yet he still gave them the most important piece of evidence, piece of intel they could ever possibly imagine. Jedha, Kyber crystals. Gorman was completely staged. Scarif, the Death Star, well, at least this weapon, and Galen Erso. Galen Erso. So no appearance of Galen Erso in this final season of Andor Season 2, or in the finale of Andor Season 2. But still, mention after mention after mention. Not only that, we got so much Krennic, and Krennic being badass. Because Krennic in Rogue One, he's getting slapped around by Darth Vader and Tarkin, and he's not really the big old boss. In this one, he's the big old boss. So tell me what you thought about these final 3 episodes in the chat. Rank them out of 10, and we'll go from there. We got a couple super chats I want to get to really quickly. Jordan with a very generous $10 holla says, tied everything together perfectly and brutally. It was very brutal. All the foreshadowing of we're going to meet again. This is just emotional, takes your heart and just squeezes it till you're going to cry. But still, it's perfect. To quote the great Homelander, it's perfect. Perfect. Like, in my head, could never possibly have imagined this going the way that it went. I mean, when we look at Andor, when you look at it now, you look at Andor Season 1, Andor Season 2, and Rogue One. Those three projects technically make up a trilogy of this rebellion, of the Cassian Andor story. It might be the greatest trilogy of all time. Now, obviously, you have the original trilogy, so I don't know if I can say that. But because of the content-wise, you look at the original trilogy, it's 3 movies that are all about 2.5 hours. You look at the Andor Season 1, Andor Season 2, Rogue One, you're talking about 9 movies. At least 9 movies of content-wise. The amount of time we spend with the character of Cassian Andor and all these other ensemble of Dedra and Cyril, R.I.P., and Luthen, R.I.P., and Bix, and all these other characters, the amount of time you spend with them is more than so many other legacy characters. More than Luke, more than Leia, more than Han. And you spend so much time with these characters that you just feel just, this heart-wrenching just, God! And when you go to watch Rogue One, which we're all going to do tomorrow, or maybe even right now, when we all go watch Rogue One, when Cassian dies on Scarif, it's going to mean so much more. It's not just Captain Cassian or whoever that guy is that we just met 2 hours ago at the beginning of this Rogue One movie. Now it's Cassian Andor, the guy who we spent 12-hour-long episodes with, 9 movies with, the character that created or joined the rebellion as just this sort of guy who wanted to fight the Empire, kinda, but not really, and then Luthen drags him into being this huge leadership role, and we get this whole second season where it's Gorman, and it's now you have that in your mind as you watch him die on Scarif, and it's brutal. And not to mention the fact that off on some Mina Row planet, his wife, girlfriend, has his child. And B2, his droid. Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy. A big spinoff show? No. As much as I would love an extension of this Andor series, as much as I would love more of these characters, the setup of Bix and Cassian's child is not to set up a future spin-off show. Because listen, honestly, by the time that kid is old enough, it'll be the time of the New Republic. It'll be the time that the Empire is gone. He's not going to be in the fight like his dad was. Maybe he'll fight Grand Admiral Thrawn. Maybe he becomes a piece of the puzzle in terms of the heir to the Empire stuff, but I seriously doubt it. I think the reasoning for showing Bix with a child is not to say there's going to be more of this. There's going to be a Bix show. There's going to be a spin-off of Andor. No. It's to put an end cap to the fact that Cassian, although dead on the beaches of Scarif, making the ultimate sacrifice to get the Death Star plans, to take down the Empire, he's the spark that lights the flame, that lights the whatever the line is. You know what I mean. It's not just that. He has a family, and that family continues on. His legacy continues on. Not just because he's some random guy who helped get the Death Star plans that nobody even knew his name. It's that his legacy continues on with Bix in a child. His child. I really don't think it's a spin-off series. I'd be shocked if they did that. Because Tony Gilroy definitely didn't have that in mind when he was setting this up. Andy K with a very generous $7 holla says, perfect. Justice for Saw. He wasn't crazy. They were springing on him. Saw impression? Oh, I can give you some Saw impression. So, Saw Gerrera, the ride, as much as you say he wasn't crazy, he's definitely crazy. And this sort of second season explains why he's crazy from the Rhydonium, but more so this last episode proved that even more. He's so in his own head that people are spying on him. They know that he's on Jeddah, and he's like, you don't know where I am. You have no idea where I am. You have no idea. I'm trying to think of Saw Gerrera impression right now, and I can't do it off the top of my head. What does he say in the trailer? You're right here, and you're ready to fight. Yeah, something like that. I don't know. But, yeah, Saw is insane. And this second season just proved that even more. The Rhydonium got to him so much. It gets in his brain. He's literally using an oxygen tank, which we assume is filled with Rhydonium. He's done. He's done. Yeah. Yeah. Wait, guys, hold on. Cassian never finds out he's the father. Yeah, just rub it in even more, Mark. Just rub it in even more. His child is free because of what his dad did. Oh, that's so heartbreakingly great. Oh, my God. Boar Gullet. Send him to Boar Gullet. Yeah. Lies and deception. You're right here. You're right here and you're ready to fight. Yeah. He was snorting it like a drug. No, absolutely. I mean, he lost his mind. He absolutely lost his mind. Yeah. Cassian never finds his sister either, at least knowingly. Yeah. Tell me in the chat, do you guys think that Clea is actually his sister? Where did Luthen find her? Because they seem to be slaughtering all the people on that planet. Could it have been Kenari? Is that what they're alluding to there? The whole backstory with Clea and Luthen was great, but there's still a little mystery to that there. What is Luthen doing in the first part? When he finds Clea, who is he? Is he working for the Empire? Or is that before the time of the Empire? How old is Clea? That's sort of a question we need answering right now. How old is Clea from Andor? Let's see. This is not helpful. It's asking me about some crazy other character that's not Clea. How old is Clea? Oh, here we go. Here we go. We don't know an age. Okay, this is fantastic. This is fantastic. We don't know her age. But do we think that was from the Clone Wars era, or was it at the time of the Empire where she gets found by Luthen? It's left up to the audience. Kinda, yeah. Bro, this crap was genius. Quote of the day. That was during the Empire. The execution scene, when she was showed Imperial stormtroopers. That was the second flashback, though. That was later on when he already brought her on as his daughter and all that stuff. So what we're led to believe is that Luthen was working for the Empire as a sergeant. In the first episode is called Make It Stop, and that's him sort of waking up to the idea of we need to make the Empire stop. Like something needs to happen where this needs to stop. It would have shown older Clea and then panned Cassian's sister. Well, the weirdest thing was he's still dreaming of his sister in that final sort of scene there. And the real question is why? You know, why go back to that sister arc that hasn't been seen since episode 3 of season 1 5 years ago? 5 years ago? You know? Separatist planets fighting clones. The audio makes it seem like that, actually. Yeah, I'm going to have to go back and watch that again. The uniforms look like the same ones from Solo when he volunteered for the Empire. Huh. But whatever Luthen was wearing didn't look like that. Maybe the guy who came in the room did? Yeah. She doesn't have to be dead. She could be dead. Yeah, I want to know what happens to Dedra. Is she just going to rot and die? Yeah. I mean, that's the sort of the idea. She's put into prison, like a Narkina 5 prison. We don't know if it was Narkina 5. Could be the same prison. We don't know. But it definitely looks the same. But it's just poetic justice, I guess. She tries to rise through the ranks in the Empire, and she just gets herself caught. It's kind of a brutal way to go out, but, you know. What are you gonna do? I have to watch this episode again. So much information. Oh yeah, so much going down. The breakdowns are gonna be a blast. Clea is not his sister. I don't think so either. If they wanted to make that more clear, they probably would have, you know? Cassian's child is Poe Dameron. Now, that would be something I would like quite a bit, actually. Yeah, that would be kind of cool. Yeah. The sister dream at the end might have just been a reminder of how it started. Yeah, maybe like a full circle type thing. For sure. Yeah. If it were 20 years ago, then it would be in the Clone Wars. Yeah, that's more so what I'm saying. It fully depends on this. Is he working for the Empire or the Republic or the Separatists, I guess? But the Separatists are droids, you know? So it's like, what are we doing there? So it makes me believe that it's probably more likely the Empire. Yeah. How do we know about Jyn Erso and where do they find her? Well, they find Jyn in a Imperial prison, and they find her because of Galen Erso and Saw Gerrera. Yeah. Yeah. I thought for sure Dedra would end up on the Death Star. Well, honestly, yeah, that would have been pretty cool too. Well, she would have had to get some sort of promotion or still be a Imperial officer in some sort of capacity to be on the Death Star. Yeah. Poe would have been born after the Battle of Endor. I mean, it's only like 3-4 years off. Do we know how old he is? Wish Dedra had an arc like Rampart. Well, I think the reason was they didn't want to do that, you know? Like I picture, I put a picture of Cassian's sister in the Discord. She looks like the child that Luthen finds on the ship. All right, let's take a look at this. If you guys are not yet in the Discord, there's a link in the description below to a Discord called The People Who Love Star Wars. Go join it immediately. Yeah, if you're not in there yet, go join that. Let's take a look at what you're talking about here, Fearless. Okay, we got to put these side by side somehow. Hang on, let's see. Let's see if I can put these side by side. Let me open up Disney Plus, see if we can get to this. Can somebody find me a timestamp on this? I believe it was in episode 10. Probably earlier on in episode 10. Honestly, what did you guys think of Luthen's death? Because it's not like somebody kills him. He sort of, you know, does it himself. I mean, Clea does the final deed, but, you know, he tries to do it to himself. Was that the right way to go with that? What do we think of that? What do we think? Let's just watch Rogue One right now. I got to make breakdown videos. Luthen was born, Poe Dameron was born to ABY according to Wikipedia. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. All right, let's do this. Let's do this here. The flashbacks don't even start until after he sort of dies, you know? Or at least tries to die. All right, here we go. Is this girl? Doesn't look the same. This girl looks like an older version of this girl. Like the eye color is the same. Facial features are very similar. Forehead is very similar. She just looks like an older version of this girl. I don't know, chat. They're obviously not the same age. They look different. They look I mean, they look different for sure, but they look similar, but they look different. They're different ages, obviously. I don't know. He definitely doesn't look like the same actress. Yeah. Indeed, it does not. I don't know. I don't think that's really made to be the point, though. I don't know. I feel like they would have showed us more if it was Leia. You know, they would have alluded to it a little more. Yeah. Yeah. If your assumption is that Luthen had to die, which we mostly all agree, he knew too much. He was a loose end, and that's why he had to end himself. Like the way he treated everyone else. It just felt right. Absolutely. I mean, he always talked about how he's building this sunrise that he'll never see. He's given everything to the rebellion. Obviously, his story had to come to an end in some sort of way. It's just kind of crazy that it came in the way that it did. Dedra in episode 10 coming in to the gallery, seemingly pretending to not know who Luthen is, and then pulling out the Star Path unit was so damn good. Yeah. It was incredible. The year in between episodes. All right, let's take a second, take a step back here for a sec. The 3-episode arcs, the 3-episode release dates, as much as it kills me because I got to go make 3 breakdown videos for 45-minute long episodes, and it takes me all of my Wednesday, and I don't sleep until never. However, as much as it is a pain for me, even though I freaking love it, it is perfect. It was genuinely the perfect way to go about this. If these episodes came out week to week, it would have been a disaster. Everybody would have been calling this like Andor as per usual, and it wouldn't really flow well. Like us watching these episodes back to back to back works just perfectly. It's perfect. Like there's no other way around it. Like if they didn't do it this way, it would have been just so much worse. Stop complaining, Mike. I'm not complaining. Never once would I say I'm complaining. All right, we got to stop this. You got to stop spamming. Okay, hang on. Let's hold up. Thank you, Brandon. Let's stop the spam, please. Jesus. Okay. That was annoying. I lost my train of thought. Oh, I'm definitely not complaining. Do I not sleep for like 48 hours? Yes, but that's the yeah. Sleep is for the losers, you know. Yeah, no. What is the lady in the field crying? What? Yeah, that's kind of sad. Honestly, the fact that this is over is kind of a bummer. The fact that we don't have an Andor watch party next week to get hyped up for, kind of a bummer. The fact that there's going to be no Andor season 3 is kind of a bummer. But let's not think about it in the ways of it's sad because it's over. Let's appreciate the greatness that has been given to us. That was insane. That was insane. Sorry, I'm new here. Oh, wait, sorry. Where did I go? Sorry, new here. Have we agreed that if Rail is Lear, Leia is a play on Cordella? Rail is Lear? Hang on. You got me lost right now. I don't know what you're referring to here. You talking about the legend character? Yeah, no, I don't know what you're talking. Lear? I don't know what the Lear reference is. I don't know what you're talking about when you talk about Lear. The greatness of the greats. What? The greatest greatness of the greats? English chat, come on. English chat. The lady in the fields is Bix holding Andor's child. Yeah, obviously. What if Andor's child is the new character from Tales of the... What? Is a new character from Tales of the Underworld. Ventress's apprentice? No, that doesn't work. Doesn't work. Tales of the Underworld takes place far before this. No. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, baby Andor got to me, for sure. Luthen's name was Lear at the beginning of episode 10 when he was a soldier. Oh, okay. I get you. Andor Jr. was 5 seconds BBY. Kinda. At least a couple, maybe a year. 1 BBY. Was Darth Vader in it? No, he was not. So here's the deal. We got Bail Organa. We got Admiral Raddus. We got Draven. We got all these different rebels people. We got Krennic. We didn't get Tarkin. We didn't get Leia. We didn't get Vader. We didn't get Palpatine. And yet, we got mentions of those characters, not Vader, but mentions of Palpatine quite a bit. Mentions of Galen or so, mentions of Tarkin. It's not that it didn't need it, you know? But it didn't need it. You know? Like, they didn't need Vader to show up for this show to be good. They didn't need Palpatine to show up for this show to be good. Would I have loved to see them? Yeah, absolutely. But, what are you gonna do? Yeah, what do we think about the Partagas? Partagas sort of ending it at the end there. What do we think of that? Instead of having to deal with the failures of the Empire, obviously we saw what happened to Dedra. She gets put into a prison for the rest of her life. What happens? Like, Partagas, who is Cassian's sister? I guess we'll never know. Almost one of those never answered questions. Yeah. Love Vader, but yeah, it would stray away from Andor if he was in it. It wouldn't really make much sense. Like, you'd have to explain it a little bit better. What I thought was very strange was the Saw Gerrera on Jeddah and the Krennic looking at the Death Star were both in the original trailer for this second season. And those weren't until like the very last scene of the show. And they never do that. Ever. Yeah. Very strange. I bet Dedra spends her days thinking about being betrayed by Cyril. I don't know. It's a sad end for Dedra, for sure. Mike, what do you think will happen in Rogue One? We should speculate all week about that and watch it on Saturday. What do I think is going down in Rogue One? Honestly, I think we could see Cassian die. I feel like because he's not in the original trilogy, his story probably comes to an end. For some weird reason, I think there might be this character related to Galen or so. Maybe her name's going to be Jin. That's just a hunch I got. I don't know, feeling in the Force. And she might have a very important piece to the puzzle. I definitely think Vader's showing up in Rogue One. Absolutely. Tarkin, too, 100%. Even Princess Leia would be great. I think it's going to be a really, really good movie. Okay, let's talk about it seriously, though. Does this elevate Rogue One? Does this make Rogue One even better? I think the resounding answer to that question is, duh. It's yeah, absolutely it does, 100%. So now the question becomes, because some people rate Rogue One so highly, like a top 5, top 3, top 1 movie of all time for them, or Star Wars movie of all time for them. Like greatest Star Wars movie ever for some people. For me, it's top 3. It's behind Empire and it's behind Revenge of the Sith. Does this elevate that? And I see the chat. Oh, yeah, 1,000%. Yes, 100%. Yes, definitely elevates it. Yes. Definitely. It does. So does it make it a better movie than the, like, where does Rogue One rate now for you guys? Where is it? Where does it rate amongst Star Wars movies? And did it get bumped up a spot because of this show? Because it might have for me. It might have for me. It was already top 5 for me, and now it's top 2. Wow. My cousin didn't even like Cassian before this series. Yeah, that's probably going to be a common theme there. Yeah. Missed my most recent super chat? What? I missed a super chat? Oh, I did. Jordan Reddy with a very generous $5 holla says, heartbreaking that Cassian never got to say goodbye to Marva, Kiri, his sister, Luthen, or Bix. Yeah, I never thought of it that way. He doesn't get to say goodbye to his mom because he's in prison. He doesn't get to say goodbye to Luthen because he's on Yavin. He doesn't get to say goodbye to his sister because he goes off on that mission. And he doesn't get to say goodbye to Bix because she leaves and then he dies. Oh my God. Jeez. It's tied for number 1 now with Revenge of the Sith. Wow. Top 5 Star Wars movie for sure. Wow. I love the prequels, but in my opinion, Andor Season 1 and Season 2 are right behind the original trilogy. Holy crap, that's some high praise. Better than Empire. Better than Empire, but not as good as Revenge. Okay. Top 3. I can't put it above Empire. I'm Generation X, man, but it is behind it. But it's behind it. I'll say it's number 2. Okay. It definitely gives it more meaning for sure. The baby ending was crazy. Yeah, it was. Nothing tops Revenge of the Sith. It's very, very hard to. Revenge of the Sith from start to finish is just the perfect movie. Why was the baby crying at the end? The ending with Bix was so confusing to me. What do you mean? It's Cassian's baby. It ain't that confusing. For me, Rogue One was always arguably number 1. I have big nostalgia for A New Hope, though. Yeah, that's the sort of the argument always, is what you first got introduced to. So people who watch the original trilogy in theaters will say the original trilogy is the best. And so will some other people because the original trilogy is that good. But there's also people who would argue that the prequels are the best because that's what they grew up on. Or the Clone Wars is the best because that's what they grew up on. And I'm sure as the years go by now, people will be arguing that the sequels are the best because that's what they grew up on. Whatever your first introduction is to this greatness that is Star Wars is usually going to hold a very, very strong, big spot in your heart for Star Wars. So I completely get that. And again, that's why Revenge of the Sith is probably so highly rated for me as well, just because not only is it a great movie, but yeah. So I totally get that. And the fact that Rogue One is even in the conversation, and the fact that it got even better because of this show is crazy. It's so crazy. Wild. Yeah. Now his son and daughter can replace Rey as the face of the franchise. Again, I don't think that they were setting up a future for this character. Like, Cassian having a son is not really something that's going to be something more, you know? It's just sort of a end cap and a feel-good moment for the character in as he sends off to death. Jordan with a very generous 9-month membership says, Tony Gilroy, give us more of your Star Wars, please. It is kind of sad because this is most likely the last thing that Tony Gilroy will ever do for Star Wars, but let's not look at that as a bad thing. Let's look at it as he gave us a whole entire 10 years of greatness in Star Wars. Rogue One, Andor Season 1, Andor Season 2, just peak. Just greatness all over and over and over again, you know? Yeah. Without A New Hope or George Lucas, there is no Star Wars. I'm 55, and you had to be there at the time to understand this. It's a one-of-one uniqueness. I'm not trying to put down A New Hope or any of those original trilogy movies by any means. Do not get me wrong, because all 3 of those original trilogy movies are in my top 5. So don't get me wrong with that. And I'm not taking away anything from George Lucas because, yes, without him, without this, I mean, we wouldn't have any of this. So don't get me wrong when I'm saying any of that. I'm more so saying the fact that because of what George Lucas created 48 years ago, because of all that greatness that he accomplished with A New Hope and with the original trilogy, we still, 48 years later, can sit here and watch greatness be created out of the universe that guy made. And that's something else. So yeah, there's no doubt that A New Hope and what it means for the creation of the Star Wars universe, that's a completely different conversation. I'm just talking movie to movie, just visual-wise and story-wise and just movie-based, not what it means to the greater Star Wars universe. Because yes, A New Hope is it. That's it. It's the top of the list and the end of the list because it's the beginning, it's the middle, it's the end, it's everything. Absolutely. Yeah. When I first heard George was planning the prequels, hated the idea initially because I was obsessed with Luke, Leia, and Han in their future, in their further adventures. Yeah, I mean, people are still waiting for those. You have the Heir to the Empire trilogy, which is great, but it's not canon. And you have the sequel trilogy, which is the end of those characters' stories, but you're still waiting for that middle. You're still waiting for Luke's Jedi Temple. You're still waiting for all that stuff, and you get teases at it in The Mandalorian, but not enough. Wait, is Clea Cassian's sister? Cassian dreamt her just at the end there. Was it the same girl from Clea's flashbacks? We looked at it. It looks like a slightly different girl, just age-wise. They're definitely different, but the actress-wise, it does look different too. Same eyes, a little bit of same facial features, but not really enough from what we're gathering here. Not quite enough to make us think that it's the same specific character. So I don't know. I feel like they're leaving it up for our own interpretation for some reason. You know? Yeah. Whatever it is that drew you to this franchise, you will always have a bias to the individual. Yeah, I mean, that's what makes Star Wars so great. Because we can sit here and watch this greatness in front of us, but people come here and view things very differently. If you look at the poll right now, 83% of you loved it, 13% of you liked it, 2% said meh, and 2% hated it. So there's 2% of you guys that voted on that poll that absolutely hated this episode. And the crazy part is that's what happens with everything. Revenge of the Sith, I think, is the best Star Wars movie ever, in my personal opinion. So many of you guys right here, with over 200 people in the chat, so many of you would disagree with that statement. But we're both Star Wars fans, and nobody's taking that away from either of us. And it's sort of the people who go, you're not a Star Wars fan if you like this, or you're not a Star Wars fan if you hate them. Those people are like, just bye. Yeah. Just don't have time for it, So everybody comes to Star Wars for a different reason. Everybody loves different aspects of the Star Wars universe. And that's what makes Andor specifically so incredible. So incredible. Because it's not the Force, it's not lightsabers, it's not the usual Star Wars that we get. But it's still Star Wars. It still feels like Star Wars. And that's what makes it so great. Absolutely. Andor no more. You're still going to see Andor all over the place. We even had some people come in during the watch party while we were watching it and even still saying that this show stinks, this show is trash, this show is so boring, thank God it's over, like all these, the usual hate. But those people look more and more insane week in and week out here. Those people just look like they're crazy. And I don't know. What are you going to do? You don't like it, you don't like it. I can't. I'm not here to try to convince you to like Andor. That's on you. I mean, I'm not a guy who tries to convince you to like Star Wars. I'm a guy who loves Star Wars. There's no purpose for me trying to convince you to like something that I like. That's just completely idiotic, So what are you gonna do? As soon as they start coming after other people in the chat, that's when they go bye-bye. That's when they go banned forever. That's when they go hide this person from my channel forever. Yeah. Are you going to watch Rogue One, Mike? Not right now. I'll probably watch it Thursday or maybe even tomorrow night. Or I guess tonight, whatever time it is right now. But yeah. Yeah, now. Star Wars is a sandbox world. You can enjoy different aspects of it from all our different little corners. Absolutely. I mean, that's why there's shows like The Acolyte versus Andor versus Ahsoka versus, they all start with A. Versus no, I'm kidding. Versus the Book of Boba Fett versus the Mandalorian. I'm just naming off shows versus Kenobi because you have lightsabers in Jedi versus Sith in some shows, and then you have Andor, which is like this spy drama, grounded rebellion versus Empire type deal with no lightsabers and no Force. So it's all different variations of Star Wars. What if we build the Star Wars universe on Mars? I'm down. Let's do it. Let's do it. Why not? Who's going to stop us? A watch party for Rogue One? Maybe. Maybe we'll do a members only watch party. What do we think? Maybe. Darth Kratos says, first time on your channel and love your view. Thank you, Darth Kratos. I appreciate that quite a bit. Hope you hit subscribe and stick around for a while. Hope you all do that. Because we do live streams every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday for the rest of your lives on this channel. And even though Andor is over, the Star Wars content keeps on coming. Yeah. I enjoyed seeing the stress and pressure of Krennic is already going through. It adds a lot of where he goes to in Rogue. Yeah, seeing him in that last scene with him and Partagas, where they're pretty much, well, first of all, it's very foreshadowy, because when he leaves the room, Partagas is like, good luck to both of us. And then, of course, Partagas does what he does at the end of the episode, and Krennic goes off to die to the Death Star. So, pretty wild. Ooh, what a great idea. If you go to work for the Empire, you should all immediately watch Rogue One. Everyone 10 minutes to prepare. What? If I work for the Empire? I'm confused. Diego Luna is forever Andor now. Oh, yeah. Like, whenever you see him in a new movie or a show or anything else that he does in his career, he's Cassian Andor. That's the weird thing. He's the title of this show. It's obviously called Andor. And he's the main character of this show. Because it's such an ensemble cast, because you had episode 10 where Cassian's not even in it for a single frame, and that still works, it's very interesting to me because Cassian is, like, think of the other shows. Think of Ahsoka. Ahsoka Tano is a massive Star Wars character. The Mandalorian, Din Djarin, and Grogu are massive Star Wars characters. I don't see Cassian on the same level as I see those characters. Now, granted, maybe he is. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe he is. But it's because his character dies in the first piece of content that we see him in, Rogue One. Now that we've gotten this whole backstory to him, I guess it's a little bit different, but he doesn't seem to be on that same level as like a Ahsoka Tano, a Din Djarin, or I guess any other legacy characters for that matter. But is he now? After these 2 seasons, is he now on that same level? Is he I guess he's definitely a legacy character, but is he on that same level? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm trying to get at? I always hated when people implied that there was a hive mind of fans that all think the same about everything. We all have different takes, and that shouldn't even need to be said. Absolutely. To come out and say that everybody liked a certain project or everybody hated a certain project is absolutely insane. And that's why I think when you see a bunch of people shouting online about specific things, it's usually not the majority, or it's usually not the reality of the situation. Yeah. Is it just me, or did Clea look a lot like Leia? It wasn't just you. I think your pal Joe actually said that too. He's like, what if Clea is actually Leia the whole time? Yeah, I don't think so. The music in the credits of the last episode? Oh, the music in the credits of the last episode. What about the music in the credits? What? I wish we had one more season. Rogue One era is probably done, in my opinion, but it's the most interesting. Well, think about how much storytelling has been done in this little short time frame that we have. Think about it. Not only do we have Andor Season 1, Andor Season 2, Rogue One in the original trilogy, but we also have Star Wars Rebels. So all this time jumps in Season 2 is filled in on the opposite side of the galaxy with the Rebels crew, with the Ghost crew. So all that story is explored already. So this time period from, I guess, 6 BBY to 3 ABY, from the beginning of Andor Season 1 and the beginning of Rebels Season 1 to Return of the Jedi, to the very end of Return of the Jedi, that time period is only about, what did I just say, 9 years? Only about 9 years, give or take. And it's jam-packed with some of the most incredible Star Wars content to exist. Because Andor is peak, Rogue One is peak, the original trilogy is peak, and so is Star Wars Rebels. So those 4 projects, or 4, I guess, you know what I mean, are all just some of the best Star Wars we've ever gotten, and they all take place in this tiny little chunk of time in the Star Wars universe. Crazy. It's crazy. All right, but with that being said, I do have to end this poll. Let's end it. Let's end it. With 350 votes on this poll. That's insane. I appreciate you all for being here. You guys are the best. What did you think of episode 10, 11, 12? 83% of you loved it. 13% of you liked it. Right there, that is quick maths. 96% of you either liked it or loved it. The math is not mathing here because 1% said meh and 1% hated it. What are you going to do? Can't please them all. But that's some pretty high praise right there. That's some pretty high praise. Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you. Episode 8 and episode 9 were better than the 3 episodes this week. That doesn't mean, by any means, that these 3 episodes are not incredible. Those 2 episodes to me were 10 out of 10. I rated them at a 10 out of 10. I don't think any of these 3 episodes were a 10 out of 10. Maybe combined they're a 10 out of 10, but they're all very high 9s. Very high. They're just not at that same level. However, what they perfectly do. He said do. What they perfectly do is set up Rogue One. Absolutely. So, with that being said, I do have to go make these breakdown videos, so watch out for these breakdown videos in the morning. I don't know how long it's going to take me to make these. The episodes were a little bit shorter, but there's still a lot going on in there, a lot of intertwining, connecting pieces to Rogue One in the episodes before, and it's Bix carrying Cassian's child. Like, how am I going to... It's going to be crazy, but I'm going to go make those breakdown videos, and I'm going to have a blast doing it, so I hope you guys watch them all. It'd be fantastic. But, yeah, it'd be great. But until next time, smash a freaking like on the stream. How many likes do we have, chat? Am I going to be upset? Am I going to be upset? Oh my God, we have 175 people here right now, and we have 175 likes. This is awesome. You guys are the best. Huge shout outs to Jordan Rennie, also Jordan Rennie. Oh, and Jordan Rennie, Annie K, Donald. Oh, wait, did I miss Donald's second? Oh, no, I did. Donald, Ron, Dom, Darth Plagueis Lives, and Jordan again for the very generous super chats, and the second biggest super chat in channel history from Jordan. So I appreciate that so much more than you'll ever know. Watch out for the breakdown videos tomorrow. If you have not yet already, smash a freaking like on the stream. Hit that subscribe. Hit that bell so you get notified every time I post a video. And the live streams continue, chat. It's not over because Andor's over. We got a live stream on Thursday where I think we'll talk about Andor. And then on Saturday, we'll do the ranking of all the shows. But we'll figure that out. Okay. But until then, of course, a live stream every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday for the rest of your lives. May the Force be with you. Always. Oh, yeah. What a great stream. What a great show. You guys are the absolute best. I appreciate you all so much more than you'll ever know. If you want to keep the conversation going, go join that Discord. There's a link in the description below to a Discord called The People Who Love Star Wars. Go join it immediately. And while you keep on talking about that Andor finale, I'm going to be breaking them down. So watch out for those breakdowns later on. I don't know. In many hours. Watch out for those breakdowns in many, many hours. But until next time, I hope you have a great rest of your evening. Great rest of your lives. And good night, everybody.